Because now I'm starting to realize how valuable the recordings are.
Ahora me empiezo a dar cuenta qué tan valiosas son las grabaciones.
All right. Okay. With the help of Hashem, anyhow.
Con la ayuda de Hashem, de cualquier forma.
Okay. So we do continue. We study the Musar.
Entonces continuamos estudiando Musar.
Okay, and today I want to do the subject today is the love, the commandment of the Torah to love a convert.
El mandamiento de amar al converso. Con eso empezaremos.
That's the subject of today.
Es el tema para el día de hoy.
Okay. And because we had in the parsha, the one that we just read in the past Shabbos, we had love the convert.
En la parashá que acabamos de pasar, vimos amar al converso.
Okay, love the convert because you were like strangers or let's put in the way to love the stranger because you were a stranger in Egypt. That's what it says.
Lo dice en contexto de amar al forastero o extranjero porque fuisteis forasteros en tierra ajena.
Okay, so the word for convert, I guess in really the Torah word for convert is more stranger. That's how the word is.
Bueno, pues la palabra que en Torah se da al converso es extranjero.
Okay, and so convert is a different word. It's more comes from the more different world, not necessarily from the Torah world. The word convert itself.
La palabra converso en sí proviene más bien del mundo, no de la Torah.
And all right, so anyhow, we see in the verse there again. So we see in the verse, love the convert because you were love the stranger because you were a stranger in Egypt.
Entonces dice ahí, ama al extraño o al extranjero porque tú fuiste extranjero.
In Egypt.
En Egipto.
And even in the sages, they say.
Y aún los sabios dicen.
That perhaps they learned from the juxtaposition of the verses over there.
Quizás lo hayan entendido por la juxtaposición de los verbos allí.
That the Torah made the honor of a convert equal to the honor of Hashem.
El honor al converso comparable al honor a Hashem.
In the eyes of the Torah.
A los ojos de la Torah.
And this is what the sages said. And,
esto es lo que dicen los sabios.
Okay, and it's brought down by Maimonides in the Lord.
Y se nos presenta en las leyes por Maimónides.
And we'll see. So one is a question. I mean, we want to try to understand why should it be so? Why should it be so? Convert.
Se nos surge la pregunta, ¿por qué? ¿Por qué sería así? Converso.
Okay, because for all Jews, we have this famous thing, love your fellow like yourself. For all other Jews.
Porque A nosotros se nos tiene la instrucción de ama a tu prójimo como a ti mismo, a los judíos.
Right, but it seems, but this is even a higher thing somehow. For a convert, it's even higher. It's even more.
Pero para un converso es aún esto más elevado.
Right, and there's for sure there's more to understand about this.
Y hay de seguro más que aprender acerca de esto.
But meanwhile, let's learn from the verse itself. We could try to learn.
Pero mientras tanto, tratemos de aprender del verso en sí.
Meaning it says there, because you were strangers in Egypt.
Dice allí, porque fuiste extranjero en Egipto.
Okay, so that means, here we are. You could imagine we entered into the land.
Imaginémonos, aquí estamos entrando a la tierra prometida.
And we each got our own place. We got our own vineyards and all that.
Y todos tenemos ya nuestros lugares, nuestros viñedos.
Everybody has a comfortable piece of land and all that. And
ya todos están muy a gusto con su porción de tierra.
And but so then you have a person, people come, they want to convert, whatever.
Y llega la gente y dice que quiere convertirse.
So how do we look at these people?
Entonces, ¿cómo hemos de ver a estas personas?
You could look at them as, listen, they're just envying us. They want what we have. We have vineyards. They want vineyards too. And
ellos solo nos están envidiando. Nosotros tenemos viñedos y ellos quieren viñedos.
We could look at it. Could be that we could look at them in such a way.
Pudiera ser que nosotros los viéramos de esa manera.
And it's hard to get out of this way of looking at things.
Es difícil despojarnos de esta manera de interpretarlo o de verlo así.
Because wherever you go, wherever you go, people they don't treat strangers good.
Porque donde quiera que uno va, al extranjero no se le trata bien.
Because because of this thing, it's kind of like, I'm here and this is mine, and you, who are you, and whatever.
Y algo tiene que ver porque esto es mío y no es tuyo.
I'm here and I came first, and I have rights, and why should you get anything, whatever.
Yo estoy aquí porque yo llegué primero. Yo tengo derechos.
Why should you get anything here? Why should you have anything? Go back to where you came from.
¿Por qué has tú de tener parte en lo mío? Vuélvete de donde veniste.
Okay, we'll see. When people went to America, whatever, when in America they had a policy of accepting people in America.
En América se tuvo la política de aceptar a la gente.
And really, it's because America was founded on the principles of the Bible.
Y realmente eso fue porque América se construyó sobre principios de la Biblia.
Right. However, did they treat when people came? Did they treat them that good?
Pero, ¿acaso cuando la gente llegó la trataron bien?
No, whoever came, they treated them very badly, and
No, quien haya llegado le trataron muy mal.
not to mention what they did with the Indians, how terribly they treated them. I mean,
Y esto sin mencionar cómo trataron horrible a los nativos, a los
right.
indígenas de la tierra.
I'm saying, right. Listen, some of the natives try to kill them, so it's very hard. How do you deal with that? You know, they're trying to kill you. What do you do? I mean,
Bueno, ah, algunos de los nativos trataron de matar, de asesinar a los que llegaron a poblar, así es de
right.
¿cómo vas a tratar a quien te trata de matar?
Right. But meanwhile, because of some of them wanted to kill, were trying to kill this, they devastated all of them. I mean,
Pero por los pocos que trataron de matar, trataron por igual a todos
okay.
los nativos.
And then whoever came, places they didn't. When they first came, they treated them, terribly.
Y quien haya sido que llegó, los primeros que llegaron los trataron muy mal.
But the thing is, most of the people who came were still happy because wherever they left, it was even worse.
Pero a pesar de todo, las personas que llegaban a América, aún con esos malos tratos, estaban felices porque estaba peor
Right. So they had what.
donde estaban antes.
In spite of that, they had what to appreciate. Okay.
A pesar de todo eso, estaban agradecidos, apreciaban la oportunidad.
Okay. But we'll see.
Pero veremos.
The Torah anyhow says because you were strangers in Egypt.
Aquí dice que es por la razón que se nos indica.
I didn't say anything. Again, start again, please.
A ver, otra vez.
The Torah says because you were strangers in Egypt.
La Torah dice que porque fuimos extranjeros o extraños en Egipto.
In Egypt, meaning we, with our vineyards and all that.
Nosotros, con nuestros viñedos y todo eso,
we're never allowed to forget where we came from.
No nos está permitido olvidar de dónde venimos.
And who we really are.
Y quiénes realmente somos.
And really, it's you know. And if Hashem wouldn't have taken us out of Egypt, we would still be there.
Si Hashem no nos hubiera sacado de Egipto, aún estaríamos allá.
And we had slavery, so we had nothing. We had slavery, so we had nothing.
Esclavitud, no poseíamos nada.
And so
esclavitud.
And so we're never allowed to forget this thing. I mean,
no se nos permite olvidar esto.
And so even when we came into the land and all that,
aun cuando llegamos a la tierra y entramos y todo eso,
so we're never allowed to look at the vineyard and say, "This is my vineyard," and mine, and all that. We're never allowed to look at it that way.
Nunca vamos a poder voltear a ver al extranjero y decirle, esto es mío, todo es mío.
Right. It's not, because we always have to see that everything really is, all these things were given to us from up above.
Porque siempre hemos de ver que todo esto nos fue dado de lo alto.
And our job is, and the purpose of everything, our job in the world is really to serve Hashem.
Y porque el propósito de nosotros en el mundo siempre es servir a Hashem.
and to use what we have and what we're given as a means for serving Hashem.
Porque hemos de ver que lo que se nos ha dado y usamos es para servir a Hashem.
If we're given a vineyard, so we're supposed to serve Hashem with the vineyard, whatever it is.
Si se nos dio un viñedo, hemos de servir a Hashem con el viñedo.
Okay, because there's even wine that you pour into the altar over there.
Porque aún hay vino que se derrama sobre el altar.
And so now, if a convert, a person comes, a convert, a stranger, he comes and.
Ahora viene un converso, un extranjero.
So if we don't treat him as an equal,
si no lo tratamos como un igual,
then it's like we're saying, these things are for us. The purpose of all these things is to serve out.
Es como si estuviéramos diciendo que todas esas cosas eran para nosotros.
But the convert, he comes and he says, Hashem gives the convert the right to come also and to serve Hashem.
It got broken.
Hashem gives the right to a convert.
Hashem le da el derecho al converso
to come also to serve Hashem, just like another Jew.
A acercarse también a servir a Hashem, como los judíos.
And to be part of
y ser parte de, and to be part of
the Jewish people.
Parte del pueblo judío.
And he doesn't automatically get a piece of the land. That's true.
No va a obtener automáticamente un pedazo de la tierra. Eso de seguro.
He has a right to live there and to make, to rent a place, to work, whatever, and we're obligated to make sure to provide for them.
Pero tendrá el derecho de vivir ahí, de rentar y trabajar. Eso sí se lo proveemos.
The truth is, Rav Hirsch says, even anybody who accepts the Sheva Mitzvah Noach has a right to live in the land.
Rav Hirsch dice que cualquier persona que acepta las 7 leyes de Noah y vivir por ellas, lo aceptamos.
No, has a right to live in the land of Israel.
Tiene un derecho de vivir en la tierra de Israel.
And even in our laws, you're obligated to provide for them also.
Y aún en nuestras leyes nos obliga a proveer para ellos.
Okay, and that's without not becoming a full Jew, just a Noachide.
Y esto sin ser todo un judío ya. Solo basta con que sea noágida.
Okay, and this respect also, it's the same principle. We have to respect even a Noachide based on the same principle.
Y este respeto igual basado en las leyes noágidas.
Again, we have to respect the Noachide.
Otra vez, tenemos que respetar al noágida
based on the same principle.
Basado en los mismos principios.
That we just said, because we were strangers in Egypt.
Que acabamos de decir, porque fuimos extranjeros en Egipto.
Okay, so this somewhere is a clue about this, why a convert is comparable to Hashem.
Bueno, en este ejemplo vemos por qué.
No, from this we get a clue. Please, again, from this we get a clue.
De aquí obtenemos una pista para entender por qué el honor al forastero es comparado al honor a Hashem.
Okay, because if we're going to mistreat a convert, it's like we're forgetting about Hashem over there.
Porque si vamos a maltratar a un converso, es como it's like ignoring Hashem.
We're forgetting about Hashem. Yes.
Olvidándonos de Hashem. Es
Because
como
we're forgetting
olvidarnos de Hashem.
where, whatever, if we're forgetting where we came from. We're forgetting.
Porque es como olvidarnos de dónde venimos.
And we're forgetting that everything we have comes from Hashem.
Y olvidarnos que todo viene de Hashem.
Okay. Now, in the Torah,
Ahora,
it
en la
gives us,
Torah,
in our history, we have one grand example of this kind of thing.
en la Torah tenemos algunos ejemplos grandiosos de esto.
One super duper example of this kind of thing.
Un super archi duper ejemplo de esto.
Okay, because I don't know if we're going to get any other examples, only comparable to this. Only one shot we have an example of it.
Porque no sé si haya vayamos a tener otro ejemplo de esto, pero hay uno.
One shot. And the story of Rus is not such a good story about how we treated a convert in that story.
La historia de Ruth no es un ejemplo muy bueno para cómo hemos de tratar a un converso.
Right. There was, in the time when Yeshua was conquering, about to conquer the land over there.
Hubo un momento en el tiempo en que Yehoshua estaba conquistando la tierra.
And it tells us a story about this. One of the nations from the Canaanite nations, they dressed up as if they traveled a long distance.
Y allí se nos narra que una de estas naciones disfrazó a sus representantes como que venían de muy lejos.
Okay. I think they came and they really said that they heard all the miracles and they want to convert also to be Jews. Let's assume that.
Asumamos que ellos llegaron diciendo, oh, escuchamos de todas las grandiosas cosas que han sucedido con ustedes. Nosotros también nos queremos convertir.
And for whatever reason, even though Yeshua was a prophet, but Hashem made it that he can see through these people.
Aunque Yehoshua era un profeta, Hashem no le permitió ver que estas personas no eran verdaderas.
And instead, Yeshua looked at it like this is also kind of this thing that if somebody comes, we can't just throw them away. If they want to, maybe let's assume they're sincere, and if we accept it all, then that's it. You accept it.
Yeshua asumió que hablaban con la verdad y que debían aceptar a todos.
He didn't say Abba Dad. He gave them the benefit of the doubt that we should assume that they're sincere.
Les concedió el beneficio de la duda, como si fueran sinceros.
And if we accepted them as converts. It seems that's what happened.
Y parece que eso fue lo que sucedió. Los aceptó.
As converts.
Como conversos.
And because technically there was no demand really that they convert, I believe.
Y creo que no había la exigencia de que fueran conversos.
And had they just accepted the Noahide laws, I believe that there was no rule that they had to be killed out.
Como recién habían aceptado las leyes noágidas, no había una regla.
No.
There wasn't a
had
rule.
they
What?
Again, say it again.
Had
they just accepted the Noahide laws,
Si hubieran justo
Solo,
entonces aceptado las leyes noágidas,
solo, only. If they only had.
si tan solo las hubieran aceptado,
Then there was no rule that they had to be killed.
entonces sabrían que no había una ley que mandara que fueran matados.
Very good. So, but somehow I assume that they didn't know our technical rules, so therefore they believed that they had to be real converts.
Yo creo que ellos ignoraban
Not
nuestras
ignorant.
leyes,
They don't know. They weren't aware of.
no estaban conscientes, no sabían de nuestras leyes.
And so therefore they believed that they had to be real converts.
Entonces ellos creían que debían de ser realmente conversos.
But anyhow, that was enough, and Yeshua accepted them.
Pero eso fue suficiente y Yehoshua los aceptó.
Okay, and so these people were known as the Gevonim.
A estas personas se les conoció como los Gevonim.
Yeah, very good. Gevonim.
Okay, así. Gevonim.
And because that was the name of the place that they lived.
Porque así se llamaba el lugar donde ellos vivían.
And so they went back home. Wonderful. Let's assume that they somehow all converted at that point, and they went back home. Wonderful.
Entonces asumimos que se convirtieron y se regresaron a su casa.
Next thing you know, all the nations hear about that they made a treaty with the Jews.
Lo próximo que sucede es que todas las naciones se enteran de que estas personas hicieron un pacto, un tratado con los judíos.
And so they come, all the Canaanites gathered together to come make war with the Givonites.
Entonces, todos los cananeos se juntan para guerrear contra los Gevonim.
And so quickly they send a messenger to us, please help, come save us. They're going to kill us.
Entonces ellos rápido envían mensajes y pidiendo ayuda. Por favor, vengan a rescatarnos, nos quieren matar.
Okay, now so we discovered now, lo and behold, they don't live far away, they're right here. And
it broke. Could you repeat?
We discovered already that they tricked us. They live right here, really.
Y allí nos dimos cuenta que nos engañaron. No vivían muy lejos, estaban aquí cerquita. Los Gaboan.
Right. But so how did we react? We should have reacted and said, "Oh, let them all go to hell. Let those fools go to hell." We should have reacted like that, no?
Entonces, al darnos cuenta del engaño, ¿qué? Debíamos de reaccionar diciendo, pues que se los echen porque nos mintieron y se lo merecen.
Let them all go to hell.
Que todos se vayan al infierno.
But we didn't. Of course, that's not what happened. I mean,
pero claro que eso no fue lo que sucedió.
We took our whole army, all our armies, and we went to fight the Canaanites.
Alistamos todos nuestros ejércitos y fuimos a guerrear contra los cananitas.
And Hashem helped us.
Y Hashem nos ayudó.
And of course, we routed all the enemies.
Y claro que perseguimos a todos los enemigos.
And that was the famous thing that Hashem made a big miracle that Yeshua stopped the sun.
Y en esa guerra fue donde sucedió ese gran milagro, que el sol se detuvo.
Let the sun stand and give on. It said there in the verse.
En el verso dice que el sol se pare en Gabón o Gabaón.
Give on, yeah. And it probably has something to do with this, that we were defending these converts. Probably has something to do with that the sun stopped there, that he had the power to stop this miracle.
Y quizás haya tenido algo que ver con el hecho de que estuviésemos defendiendo a estos conversos.
That's why Yeshua is the biggest miracle. It's considered like the biggest miracle Yeshua made is from this battle.
Se considera que el milagro más grande hecho por Yehoshua fue este milagro del sol.
And specifically from this battle.
Y en específico sobre esta batalla, guerra.
Okay. And so we see, I mean, even though they were tricksters, but we still went all out to defend them.
Aunque nos engañaron y nos jugaron un truco, salimos a defenderlos.
All right. Now comes hundreds of years later.
Ahora, cientos de años después.
Okay, and it seems to be they were given the task to serve the priests in the city of the Gibeonites were given the task to serve the priests.
A los Gabonaitas se les dio la tarea de servir a los sacerdotes.
In the city, that city was called Noiv.
En la ciudad de Nob.
Noiv, city of priests,
Nob, la ciudad de los sacerdotes.
So the Gibeonites served them, and they.
Los Gabonaitas les sirvieron.
Whatever they needed to take care of the needs, to take care of whatever they needed, all the needs, I assume.
Servirles en todas sus necesidades.
Whatever they needed. So.
Cualquiera que hayan sido.
Okay, and then you have there where King David is running away from King Shaul.
Ahora pasamos al rey David huyendo del rey Saúl.
And he ends up over there, right in the city, probably with the Gibeonites. That's where he ends up there.
Y el rey David en su huida llega a este lugar con los Gabonaitas.
Right, even though in the verse it doesn't say that he went to Gibeonites, he went to the priests, it says.
Aunque allí en el escrito no dice precisamente que fue con los Gabonaitas, sino con los sacerdotes.
I think the reason why the verse covers it up is kind of because it doesn't want to show openly how we mistreated converts.
Y creo que la razón por la que el verso lo cubre es por cómo tratamos a los
It doesn't want to show openly how we mistreated converts.
No quiere revelar o mostrar, dejar en claro cómo tratamos a los conversos.
Not como tratamos, como mistratamos, how we mistreated. See, I'm getting better at Spanish, Margarita. You got to watch out now.
¿Cómo tratamos mal a los Gabonaitas? Sí, ya está muy bueno, muy filoso en español.
I'm getting sharp with the Spanish now.
Sí, está filoso su español.
Well, whatever. And what happened? That there was one of King David's loyal people who happened to be there. So anyhow, the people, they helped King David over there.
Bueno, al rey David se le dio ayuda allí.
And they didn't realize that he was running from King Shaul. They had no idea.
Ellos no sabían que David estaba huyendo del rey Shaul.
Right, but there was one of King Shaul's people were there, who happened to be there at the time.
Pero sucedió que allí en ese pueblo, en esa ciudad, estaba un hombre que le era fiel al rey Shaul.
And maybe because he wanted to do harm to King David, this other person.
Y quizás porque esta persona quería dañar al rey David.
So he went and he implied to King Shaul that these people knowingly had helped King David.
Por esa razón fue a decirle al rey Shaul que las gentes de esta localidad, a sabiendas de que huía del rey Shaul, le asistieron y le ayudaron.
And King Shaul commanded him to kill them out, and he went and he killed them.
Y entonces el rey Shaul dio la orden de que fueran y les mataran. Y mataron.
Okay, I don't know how many, he killed a certain amount. It doesn't seem to be he killed all of them. He killed a certain amount, whatever it was.
Parece ser que no mató a todos, pero una buena parte sí.
Okay, so this is a very bad. It's considered a very bad thing that happened for our people.
Para nuestra gente esto es considerado como algo muy malo que sucedió.
And it's one of the biggest examples of Lashon Hara, how terrible Lashon Hara is.
Es uno de los ejemplos de qué terrible es la Lashon Hara.
Because consider that this person, King David's enemy over there, said Lashon Hara about the Gibeonites.
Porque es considerado que esta persona habló la Lashon Hara de los Gabonaitas.
And it was bad that King Shaul accepted what he said. That was bad.
Y es malo que el rey Shaul haya aceptado lo que dijo.
Okay. Now comes years later when King David is the king.
Bueno, pues luego de unos años más tarde, el rey David llega a ser rey.
And then there was a drought for 3 years.
Y sucede una sequía que dura 3 años.
Of course, they did everything. They prayed. They did everything they could.
Y claro que oraron y mataron. Ay, perdón. Could you say it again?
They prayed. They did everything they could.
Oraron e hicieron todo lo que pudieron.
But nothing helped them.
Pero nada ayudaba.
Eventually, they asked the prophet, what's going on.
Y eventualmente consultaron al profeta, le preguntaron, ¿qué sucede? ¿Por qué sucede?
And he said 2 points.
Y él mencionó 2 puntos.
One point is that when King Shaul died, they didn't eulogize him correctly.
Un punto es que cuando murió el rey Saúl, no se le brindó el respeto en la eulogía apropiada.
Second point is that the sin of killing out the city of the city there was never rectified.
Y la otra cosa, el segundo punto es que la matanza que hubo allí en Nob nunca fue rectificada.
Okay, so even though you could point to, King David could say, just point the finger at King Shaul and say, it's not my fault, it's his fault, whatever.
Y aunque él pudiera decir, bueno, pues no fue mi culpa, fue su culpa.
And so, what are you giving me a drought for? I mean, you should have given him a drought.
No me corresponde a mí recibir esta sequía, se la debieron haber dado a él, al que provocó
Right.
la matanza.
But for the Jewish people, it doesn't work like that. Whatever somebody else does, we're responsible as a whole.
Pero en el pueblo judío las cosas no funcionan así. Si alguien hace algo, todos somos responsables.
And so therefore the sin of him killing out this city is still like a stain on us.
Entonces el hecho de que él haya hecho esa matanza, ese pecado aún yace sobre nosotros.
And so we had a drought 3 years.
Y por eso tuvimos una sequía durante 3 años.
Okay, so now King David goes and he approaches the Gibeonites to try to rectify, to try to make reparations.
Entonces el rey David se acerca a los Gabonaitas para tratar de hacer una reparación, una restitución.
And he said, what do you want? I mean, what can I give you?
Y les pregunta, ¿qué puedo hacer por ustedes?
So they said, what we demand is that you kill out, 7 of King Shaul's descendants.
Y lo que ellos pidieron fue, demandamos que mates a 7 de los descendientes del rey Shaul.
And so King David says, please don't make me do that. I mean,
Y el rey David dice, por favor, no me hagan hacer eso.
Remember, we learned that King David's teacher was King Shaul's grandson. King David considered his teacher to be King Shaul's grandson. Remember that?
¿Se acuerdan que vimos que el rey David consideraba como su maestro a un nieto del rey Saúl?
And his closest friend was King Shaul's son, Jonathan. His closest friend.
Y su mejor amigo, su amigo más cercano, fue Jonatán, el hijo del rey Saúl.
So he offered them gold and silver, but they didn't accept it.
El rey David les ofrece a los Gabonaitas oro y plata, pero no lo aceptaron.
And so in the end, he had to pick out 7 of King Shaul's descendants, and he had to hang them over there in Gibeon.
Entonces al final tuvo que ir por 7 descendientes del rey Shaul y hacerlos colgar allí en Gabaón.
He hung them in Gibeon. And it says in the Talmud, because they did this, King David decreed that they cannot anymore marry a regular Jew, because they did this, the Gibeonites, because they made this demand.
Y en el Talmud se nos dice que debido a que los Gabonaitas tuvieron esta demanda, esta exigencia sobre el rey David decretó que ellos no iban a poderse casar con un judío normal.
Like similar to, let's say, an Egyptian or something like that, where they can't marry any regular Jew.
Similar a la prohibición que hay sobre los egipcios, que no se pueden casar con un judío regular o normal, o auténtico. No converso, pues.
Okay, because he said these people, they're behaving the opposite of how a Jew is supposed to behave.
Y la razón es porque estas personas se están comportando en la manera opuesta a lo que es un judío.
They have no pity, no pity, and no. They can't accept golden, money. They have to have vengeance.
Son gente que no siente lástima, compasión, que tampoco aceptó el oro y la plata porque buscaban venganza.
Okay, but it says there that they hung these 7 people in Givon.
Pero allí queda escrito que colgaron a estas 7 personas en Gabá.
Not only that, they left them hanging for 6 months, hanging.
Y no solo eso, que los colgaron para matarlos así un día, sino que los hicieron permanecer colgados 6 meses.
Okay, and so here we see something about like King David. Even though they didn't behave right, these people weren't behaving right, and this.
Entonces podemos ver que no se portaron bien en esto.
But still, King David gave them respect to do what they asked, do the vengeance.
Pero aún así los respetó el rey David y les concedió su venganza.
But not only that, to leave them that they were left hanging there for 6 months.
Y permitió que los dejaran allí colgados por 6 meses.
And so it seems they got all their, they got out the vengeance out of the system over there somehow with this.
Les permitió que pues filtraran su venganza de esta manera, que sacaran su venganza.
And it says there in the Talmud,
y dice en el Talmud
that in this time 70,000 converts came to our people.
En el Talmud nos dice que para este tiempo.
Algunos dice, I didn't say algunos dice, I said it says in the Talmud.
Creo que dije
it is stated in the Talmud.
Que está dicho en el Talmud que
that 70,000 converts came to our people in this time.
70,000 conversos llegaron a nuestro pueblo en este entonces, en este tiempo.
Because they said, look at this people, they said.
Porque ellos dijeron, mira nomás este pueblo.
That here is a people, look at these, they have these converts, they're not behaving right.
Tienen a estos conversos que no se están portando bien.
But still, they take the sons of the kings and they hang them there in the city.
Pero aún así tomaron a los hijos del rey y los colgaron en esa ciudad.
And they leave them hanging there for 6 months.
Y los dejaron colgados durante 6 meses.
So in the end, it turned out to be a big Kiddush Hashem.
Entonces al final, esto terminó siendo una victoria para Hashem.
A Kiddush Hashem, sanctification of God's name.
Esto fue santificación del nombre del Eterno.
Okay, because when the people see how we treat, if we treat converts right, that itself is like a sanctification of God's name.
Porque cuando la gente ve que tratamos bien a los conversos, eso es como santificar el nombre del Eterno, Kiddush Hashem.
Okay, all right. So this is overall the lesson about loving a convert.
Bueno, pues esta es la lección sobre amar al converso.
Okay, and just one point I want to add. Observation I add.
Quiero agregar un punto, una observación.
Okay, now you see, in our times, Senora, you must live right on the border between Mexico and America.
Yeah. Sí, me pregunta, yo vivo en la frontera entre México y Estados Unidos.
And they say that in the 2 years since Biden was elected,
Yes.
4 million people came from Mexico into the United States illegally.
Está dicho que en lo que lleva el presidente Biden de ser presidente de Estados Unidos, 4 millones de gente han cruzado la frontera de México hacia Estados Unidos.
Not only that, they continue every day, daily like this.
Y esto sigue a diario.
And the whole thing is organized. It's organized. They have everything organized. There's some people, whoever it is, basically enemies of America, have organized this whole thing.
No es accidental, todo está planeado, organizado por parte de gente que odia o es enemigo de Estados Unidos.
And if it continues on, by the end of Biden's term, after 4 years of him in office, there will be 9 million people there. It continues like that.
Y si continúa así cuando se le acabe el tiempo de su primer periodo presidencial al señor Biden, habrán cruzado 9 millones de personas la frontera.
Okay, it's a huge amount of people. Nobody ever heard of such a number of people ever entering any country. Nobody ever heard of such a thing.
Es una cantidad enorme de personas. Jamás antes escuchado o visto entre naciones.
Nobody ever heard of such a thing. It's unprecedented. Such a thing.
No tiene precedente.
And not only that, the enemies of basically the United States, have them all organized with numbers and also with places to go, and they have buses to pick them up and to send them over. They know everything. They know exactly what they're doing.
Está tan organizado que hay aviones y camiones esperándolos para llevarlos a los diferentes puntos a donde han de estar.
And they have numbers and
les dieron números.
And it's going on for years. Even before Biden came in, it was going on like this also.
Aún antes de Biden estaba llevándose a cabo ya.
And what they do, they're using these people to basically gain political powers and basically to overthrow America. That's what they're using these people.
Se están usando a estas personas para derrocar al gobierno.
And it's working. The plan is working.
Y su plan parece estar funcionando. Está funcionando.
Somebody was explaining how this plan even began in the 60s already.
Y alguien me comentó que este plan
on the
empezó
internet. Somebody explains, and nobody in my life, I don't know anybody.
Perdón, en el internet, no en una persona viva en su vida del rap. En el internet, él se enteró que este plan empezó a llevarse a cabo desde los años 60.
Right. And so really I was wondering, how could it be such a thing? How could it be such a thing?
Y realmente yo me preguntaba, ¿cómo es posible que sea esta situación?
Because America started, the country was to have religious freedom.
Porque el país se inició con la intención de tener libertad religiosa.
Okay, in God we trust, they said.
Y dijeron, en Dios confiamos.
So how can it be that these people are going to destroy? They're just the tool that they use for good. These people are going to use to destroy the country.
Entonces, ¿cómo será posible que justo esta herramienta intencionada para bien ahora se use para destruir a la nación?
Okay, it was a great thing to have freedom. Everybody wants freedom of religion to come there.
La libertad, por buscar la libertad religiosa, cualquier persona podía llegar al país.
Right, but I think I know the answer. Why it's like this.
Pero creo que conozco la respuesta. ¿Por qué llegó a esto?
Yeah. Because the question is, when all the people came, how did they treat them? That's the question.
La pregunta, cuando toda esta gente llegó, ¿cómo los trataron?
If it was really that they're here for God and this, then how would they have treated these converts? If they're really just for God, in God we trust, everything for God, how would they treat them?
Si en realidad lo hubieran hecho, porque en Dios confiamos, como decían, ¿cómo hubiesen tratado a esos inmigrantes?
Not so therefore the whole thing, it didn't turn out to be really it didn't turn out that their intentions were right, America.
Entonces terminó exponiendo que sus intenciones no eran las correctas desde el
So
principio.
then somehow it's fitting that these strangers should come and destroy the country. Somehow it's fitting.
Y por eso, de alguna manera, es un resultado apropiado que ahora se esté terminando así, se esté al presente sucediendo lo que
These
está
strangers should
sucediendo.
come and destroy the country.
Que estos extranjeros lleguen a destruir al país.
Okay, and I don't know where they're from. Maybe many from Venezuela, many even from Africa, all different places.
Y no son solo de México, vienen de otros países.
No, all of them come through Mexico. But
yeah, they come through Mexico, but not even half of them are Mexicans.
Oh yeah? Okay. You know more than me, senora. You see them passing by your window. You look out your window, you see.
Le digo al Rab que no todos son mexicanos, que ni siquiera la mitad son mexicanos. Por aquí pasan y tenemos en la ciudad cubanos, africanos, brasileños, de todos lados están llegando. Y el Rab mencionó colombianos.
Colombianos. But all the whatever, basically a lot of the criminals in half the world are coming right into the country. Coming right.
Muchos de los criminales del mundo están llegando.
And they're going to use them as they want to use them as weapons, and basically they're like soldiers in their armor.
Y los van a usar como armas en su ejército social.
Yeah, whatever. They all right. Okay. See, there's people have comments. We can have a little bit for people's comments.
Bueno, pues yo no veo que hayan escrito. Estábamos todos muy interesados, calladitos. I don't see.
Alexandra says at 6:47. Alexandra said something.
A ver.
Estudiando lo dura y fe la vida del rey David, de principio a fin, from beginning to end. Su emuna en conocimiento, ley sobre el Tehillim 67, que se encuentra dentro de la menorah. Menorah? Y sobre
Estuve
la
estudiando.
Menorah. I don't know about this, whatever. Okay, I got to move on. I don't have time for you to read it. I'm sorry, forgive me. People can read it themselves. Then.
Bueno, la gente puede leer los comentarios.
Oh, Avid said good. You're not allowed to leave something hanging. You're not allowed to leave it hanging. 100%. She's right.
Sí.
You should please translate what I'm saying. Yeah.
Avid, tienes razón con lo que escribiste. No está permitido dejar el cadáver.
And just that 100%. Because of the need to appease the Givonites to them, it was permitted. I mean.
Solo por el hecho de lograr darles paz a los gabonaitas fue que eso fue permitido. Gabriel,
9 million is more than half the population of Ecuador. It's more than half.
Sí, es más de la mitad de la población de Ecuador, como dice Gabriel. Los 9 millones. Eliseo.
Right. And Biden, believe me, Biden is not behind this whole thing. Biden is just he hardly even knows what's going on in his own pockets. He doesn't know what he hardly even knows the difference between right and wrong. So it's not Biden that's doing it.
El presidente Biden realmente está fuera de sus cabales. Él no es el responsable por lo que está sucediendo. Difícilmente se puede poner hasta una chamarra él solo.
He's responsible because he's not capable of doing anything, but he made himself he made himself a president so that people and he's letting all these people do whatever they want. So he's responsible also.
Tiene culpa o responsabilidad porque él se permitió ser usado para que se lleve a cabo todo esto.
Right, a big punishment can come to him. He reminds me of those puppets that Hitler put in charge of places. He reminds me of that.
Él me recuerda a esas marionetas que Hitler puso a cargo en algunos lugares.
Right. He purposely put like people who's like everybody can see clearly that they're completely incompetent, so that everybody can know that they're certainly not in charge. They're not doing anything.
Era tan obvio ver que eran incompetentes, saber que no estaban siendo capaces de hacer el trabajo.
And the only thing the only thing they could do, those people were good at doing, was saying, Heil Hitler, whatever, saying yes to Hitler.
Lo único que podían, que hacían bien, lo único que podían hacer era saludar a Hitler. Heil Hitler.
And so Biden is the same thing. I don't know who his bosses are, but he's just a guy he's good at saying yes to whoever his boss is. His boss is money, whatever it is. But he's good at saying yes to that boss.
Y así es Biden. Lo único bueno de Biden es que él sabe decir sí, sí señor, a quien sea que sea su patrón, su jefe. Okay, Eliseo. Y Biden fue elegido con el discurso prometiendo que abriría las fronteras para los inmigrantes ilegales. Veo que muchos brasileños que vivían en los Estados Unidos y apoyaban a Biden fueron deportados. Eliseo knows that some of the Brazilian people that used to live in the United States illegally were deported by this administration. And even though Biden had run on the promise that he would open the frontier for people from other nations. I think
he's saying some people were deported. He's saying
yes. Uh-huh.
Oh, simple. It's simple. It's simple. People were deported who are not part of this army, whatever it is. They don't want those people.
Sí, dice el rap, esto se explica porque esas personas que fueron deportadas no era parte del equipo de este juego, de este plan.
This army, a ejército.
Este ejército.
They're not members of this army. It's like an army.
Porque este mar de gente que está entrando es una especie de ejército. Julieta, la mayoría va por el sueño americano, dinero, muchos por los países que viven en dictadura o comunismo o problemas severos económicos. Yeah.
Venezuelans, Argentinians. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chile,
la orden mundial es la que menaje todo esto que esto. Okay, we got to stop here. It's way too late.
Bueno, ya es demasiado tarde.
A todos los gobiernos.
Y amenazan a todos los gobiernos.
Okay, I'm sorry, I can't read Johnny and Nini. I'm going to read the other comments that were left there. I'm going to read them myself. I'll read and respond later, but we got to finish up.
Bueno, yo leeré y responderé luego.
Okay, be well, everybody. Shalom a todos. Thank you for the translation.
Estén bien todos. Gracias, Ra, por la enseñanza.
Okay, shalom.
Bueno, ¿y llovió? Did they get the rain afterwards?
What?
Did they get the rain after?
I'm sure it rained, because if it didn't rain, it would have said the drought was 4 years.
Oh, ok. Dice, le pregunté al rey, al Rab, que si llovió después de todo esto, y me dice el Rab, seguramente que llovió, si no hubiera dicho que la sequía se prolongó 4 años.
Okay.
Bien, gracias.
Okay. Shalom. Shalom.
Shalom. Shalom.